What is going on, you guys? Steve with the video for you today. So today we are going to be doing a hobby talk video. And first I want to give a channel shout out to the channel Tony over at Psyched on Baseball Cards. And, before I go any further, I might be closing down my channel shout outs. I just don't know if they really go anywhere anymore. But one thing I really like doing is, I like to recognize people that support my channel and support me in general. And Tony's been, a huge part of that. And I'd like to just give him a shout out, a link to his channel in my description. And one thing I really like about Tony is you can tell his passion for the Oakland A's and this hobby in general. On his channel, you're going to see a huge variety of different baseball stuff, modern, vintage, everything in between, the junk wax era, just everything, Hall of Famers, just not Oakland A's players. His collection's very, very much a big variety, and I really like that. One thing he's been doing recently on his channel is doing like a player spotlight of Oakland A's players. So recently he's done like a Josh Reddick, Ricky Henderson. Who else has he done? Barry Zito, Mark Mulder, and I think Miguel Tejada might have been a recent one. But yeah, it's been really fun seeing those. So keep those coming, Tony. I really enjoy seeing those. And again, if you are not familiar with Tony, please go check out Tony's Psyched on Baseball Cards. A link to his channel in my description again. All right, so next thing I want to talk about is Roy Face. Roy Face passed away recently for the, he's a huge Pittsburgh Pirates legend and TTM as well. He did a lot of, TTM through the mails for signings, and one day he's going to be a player spotlight for me. It's tough to hear about that man. He had right around 200 career wins or saves, I believe, as a pitcher. And back in the 50s and 60s, they just didn't use the closers or the relief pitchers like they do these days. So to me, that's quite the feat, having that many career saves, being a pitcher of the 50s and 60s. So yeah, sad to hear about Roy Face passing away. Next, I want to... let's talk about 2026 Topps Series 1. That came out recently, and I actually did order a couple of the cards through eBay. I'm not going to open any boxes. Here's a Bryce Harper I got. This is the Stars of the MLB of Bryce Harper. Just got that in the mail the other day. I do have his base come in. I'm going to probably buy the individual cards of players I like Bryce Harper, Gunnar Henderson, those type of players. I usually like to snatch up Jackson Holiday, a lot of those newer Orioles guys, Adley Rutschman, but unfortunately not too many Cubs I like. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe an Ian Happ or Dansby Swanson, Nico Horner. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I don't think I'm going to get any boxes to pop open to that. I'll just probably buy the players that I like to collect. So yeah, overall, not too bad of a design. Nothing crazy, but nothing terrible, I guess. So excited about 2026 Topps and adding the players that I enjoy collecting. Let's see. This weekend we have a bigger card show coming up in Omaha called the Gas Card Show, and it's going to be in Council Bluffs, which is like a small city connected to Omaha. That's on the Nebraska-Iowa border. You can just walk right across this pedestrian bridge, and you're right in Council Bluffs. It's going to be fun. The gas card shows are always pretty neat to see, and it's usually right around. The ones I've been to are 200 to 500 tables. It just varies on the venue that they're at. I think this one's gonna be closer to 200 to 300 tables. But yeah, to me, it's incredible to have those kind of card shows in the Omaha community. And usually, so what's fun about this too is usually Dre Diaz and his wife show up to the gas card shows, and I believe that they are planning to come this weekend for one of the days. Kansas City and Omaha's it's only like a 2.5-3 hour drive. Pretty quick drive, honestly, and I always enjoy seeing them and class act people and great members of this community. So, yeah, looking forward to that gas card show this weekend. Next thing, the Super Bowl. I haven't really heard anybody talk about the Super Bowl much in YouTube. But, congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks, taking the Super Bowl. But in all honesty, this was one of the worst Super Bowls that I have watched. Everything from the teams that were playing between the Seahawks and the Patriots. And, I'm a New England Patriots fan, but I don't know how we didn't deserve to be in that game. And both offenses were just sluggish and boring. And I don't want to say it was good defense because I just don't think those offenses are very good. And, the halftime Super Bowl, not my thing. The commercials, not my thing. So overall, just kind of a boring Super Bowl to me. But yeah, it's, it is what it is. Not Super Bowl's always like a fun atmosphere environment, for football fans. But yeah, let's get into some cards here. Sharing some of this stuff. Here we got the Alex Delvecchio 1965-1966 Topps card. So with Delvecchio, he is actually the last surviving member of the 1952, 1954, 1955 Red Wings Stanley Cup teams. And he just recently passed away in 2025. And he was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1997. So there's Delvecchio. Let's go on to some Mario Lemieux, Super Mario. This is the 1986-1987 Topps card, and one of my all-time favorite players, in all opinion. I'm a New Jersey Devils fan, but I always had a soft spot for Mario Lemieux. So yeah, love that image of Lemieux, and I always like the Penguins logo. Here's another Lemieux. It's this is the 87 Topps, I believe. Yeah, so this was the 86. And this was the 87. I got that mixed up there for a second. I'm going to do a player run on his. I've got the rookie card. I'll show eventually one day. I might have showed it years ago, but I'll show it again. Here we got the 1988 Fleer Reggie Miller rookie card. One of the all-time greats, in my opinion. And, he gets knocked by modern day fans of the NBA, but very clutch player and just one of the all-time greats to me. Here's the 1992-1993 Topps card of his, and he's inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2012. So there's some Reggie Miller, and one of my all-time favorite players. This is Jeff Hornacek, the 1989-1990 Fleer card of his rookie card. And, Hornacek, just one of those ultimate team players with the Utah Jazz. And he was a one-time All-Star, and man, he was like a sharpshooter sniper and not very good at defense, but, I don't think he was like a huge, I don't think he was bad at defense, just not up there with the elite. All right, here's some football. Here's the 1979 Topps Earl Campbell rookie card. So what's cool with Earl Campbell is he just does not have a lot of actual licensed football cards from his playing days. I think these might actually be the only two. And both of them are his rookie cards. He was, a Hall of Fame running back, and I don't know, just a couple nice images on his cards at least, though. So yeah, there is some Earl Campbell. Next, we'll move on to some Brian Cox. So this is the 1992 Pro set of Brian Cox, and what I remember with Brian Cox is he was just a super aggressive player, and I always feared him as a Patriots fan, trying to take out Drew Bledsoe, and I don't know, this is a nice image here. What do we got here? This is the 1995 Upper Deck, I think it's like a special edition card of his, and he always wore that neck collar back there too, and those were always intimidating to see back in the 90s. All right, let's end it with some Drew Bledsoe here. I've been trying to get more and more Bledsoes into the videos. Here's a 1995 playoff absolute card, like a die cut of Bledsoe. Really neat looking with the acetate too. Really neat card to me. As you guys know, Bledsoe, my all-time favorite player. And we have the 1996 Pacific Goalpost die cut of Bledsoe. So yeah, that is it. Please go check out Tony over at Psyched on Baseball Cards. Appreciate the support. Take care and stay safe, everybody.